Good day, everybody. Discussed this topic last night when I was on Facebook. It actually went a little bit longer than I expected. It was a 38-minute video, but I think I can snapshot it here as much as possible. Going to talk about the concept of power. What is power um, at its purest, and how it's supposed to be used. All right, so power. Power is being able to govern yourself, control yourself, and do it well. Power at its purest sense is you knowing what you can do and being able to use it properly for the enhancement of your life, but not for the overruling of someone else's life. This is why, in the churches, in other places, there was phrases like "govern yourselves accordingly," often used. To govern means to rule, to guide, um, to rule, to guide, to take action, right, in a proper way, right? But what has happened is we have a lot of people functioning in false power, and they use it to control others, to use the strong arm of whatever, because they can. No other reason. They do it simply because they can, and no other purpose. It doesn't help anybody, and there might be some small gain out of it, but there's really no spiritual gain from the usage of that power. So we have that happening. We have that going on. And the sad thing about this is there's nothing that can be done to change it if the person doesn't choose to change. The person has to want to change, that desire to want to rule over others and force others into doing whatever they think is best. All right. So yes, power at its purest is supposed to operate where it helps you and it helps others. Helping you and helping others is not just about I'm only going to help this small segment of people. Pure power helps all. Doesn't just help a small segment of people. And yeah, it helps you operate. There's two coinages. One says do as you will, right? The do as you will does not mean do as you will to the point of offending another. It means, yes, do what you want, but be responsible in the process, okay? And there's another coinage that kind of goes with that, but it's actually misunderstood, which is it's about I can do all things, right? I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. And that's another statement taken out of context. All things means everything that you can govern yourself into doing and doing well. I have something on my nose and I can't seem to get rid of it. That's what all things means. It means I am capable of doing this over here. I am capable of doing this over here. I am capable of doing that. Through the power of the word that is activated in me, because Christ is the word, the living sound, all that. That's what Christ is. When you get outside of that whole biblical stuff, when you get outside of the mystical, the fantasy, the teaching of fantasy associated with the Christ life, then you get to actually see things in a deeper level, right? So I can do all things, which means I can accomplish everything that I seek to accomplish, because I am life activated in me. I am God activated in me. God moves in me and sends me out to do what I need to do for me and for my family. So I am God in moving, okay? Christ even said, I and my Father are one. You and I are one. Like, all of this is saying the same thing, but for some reason people get hung up on the fantasy of the religion and they never get to the source of what the source is actually, what the great I am, life, God, Goddess is really trying to teach. And actually, God works in such perfecting of its power. Life works in such perfecting of its power that usually when something is released in heavy power, something beautiful comes as a byproduct of it. It's never anything ugly that comes as a byproduct of it, okay? So if what you're doing is not bringing about beauty, then it's more than likely questionable, and you are ill using the power of life that God has given you. Life has given you. Goddess has given you. The world. Or even if you just believe that you created yourself, you're still ill using it if you're not using it to perpetuate all of life. So that's that. This one's not going to be as long. The one I had last night, it went into a whole spiritual realm that was off the chain, and it was 38 minutes of time before I knew it. So one love. Ciao.